quarter mile from Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway here on Sky. And finally, it's a chance for us to get back on track and do some racing. However, it is under rather unusual circumstances. In fact, a couple of weeks ago, we tried running for the COVID Cup with the Midgets, and we're going to try doing that again tonight. But we got our bubbles organised, we got everything sorted out, and then it rained. However, there was a chance for a couple of cars to get out on track and turn a wheel while it was dry. So let's take a look at the highlights of the first attempt at the COVID Cup. Welcome to my bubble here at Western Springs Speedway.
Green flags fly for the first time here at Western Springs Speedway for the season. It's the 84 Ben Committee getting off to a great start there. Grok Maskovich across the start-finish line. Michael Pickens jumps him into minus turn number 1, sliding up the track. There we go, and that's that Candia automotive machine of Eric Smith running in the 3rd position. We can see some water starting to appear on the lens there.
First time we get to turn a wheel for the 2021-22 series, and we put on a special COVID Cup night tonight, and then someone chucks rain into the mix.
You can see on your screen or on your TV at the moment, the rippers going around. That opens the surface up. That will then absorb the water rather than letting it sit on the top, and then we'll just go back. Once the weather clears, we'll just go back to a wheel pack situation, pack the top down, and we'll probably have a better track than what we started with.
Let him finish his chips. Because of social distancing, we can't share anything. I can't help him eat his chips. So, no, you just eat your chips, Jonathan, and I'll talk to myself.
Yeah, we've tried and tried. The boys have done everything they can to make it work. The rain's coming again. We thought we had about an hour's window to get this feature races run. The COVID's beaten us again.
Well, the rain certainly dampened our first attempt at the COVID Cup here at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway, but not tonight. Once again, the track management here have decided to push on with our traditional Boxing Day meeting, and we're presented by Greenway tonight, so get ready for some great action. It is behind closed doors due to COVID restrictions, but it's a great way for us to fire up our season as we get ready to welcome crowds back here from the 1st of January. So let's get underway with the Western Springs specialities of the TQ class, made world famous here at the Springs. And before our 2 main features featuring the midgets and the sprint cars, but let's check out the TQs as we go racing at Western Springs.
So starting off the front row, out of grid position number 1 will be the 25A of Kate Grushinsky. Starting next to her, the fast man, starting out of position number 2 will be Jacob Leclerc in that beautiful chrome number 14A. Next in the 51A in position number 3 will be Bryce Pennington. Starting next to him will be position number 4, Brad Houston in the Dayglow orange and black 35K. Starting out of position number 5 will be the 32A of Sol Smith, and starting next to him out of position number 6 will be the 56K, the fast man from last season, Regan Tyler. Starting out of grid position number 7, the 21A of Dana Lowry. Starting out of grid position number 8 will be Cole Morrison in the 36A. Peter Honeybow doing double duty in both the midget and the TQ tonight in the 39A, starting out of position number 9. The 44A of Troy Pennington will be starting out of grid position number 10. Terence Dorrell in the 22R out of Rotorua will be starting out of grid position number 11. And last but not least, will be starting out of grid position number 12 will be Lawrence Baker. Pace setter will be the 14 of Jacob Leclerc, leading us round to take the green here in that chrome and Dayglow orange Henderson carriers and storage machine for Wash World Heat Race number 1, 10 laps of distance. And the green flag is waving, and it will be Jacob Leclerc getting off to a great start there. Already getting the jump on the 25 of Grushinsky, but plenty of action in the midfield there is plenty of drivers jumping and jostling for position, and Peter Honeybow right in the mix there as cars are darting left, right and centre. The driver on the move is the 36 of Cole Morrison there, is definitely taking advantage of that. Troy Pennington doing a great job. We see the left-hand side of the NZ Home Loans machine, and that's the 32 of Sol Smith, just losing the left-hand side of the body panels there. Doesn't look to be slowing him down though. So we just see there Lawrence Baker in the 15A running that high line. Plenty of action here. Lawrence Baker just trying to get around the outside of the 36, and we've got the 32 of Sol Smith just going around there, and the New Zealand Home Insurance is 32. So from bad to worse there for the 32 of Sol Smith. Plenty of action between that of Grushinski and the 51. Duking it out for second and third. No one has got anything to give to Jacob Lecren here. He streaks ahead. He's got 100 metres on the rest of the field. But at the moment, the battle is for second, third, and fourth, as we now see the 56 machine starting to heat up the battle there as the 51 drops back a spot, pushing everyone up a spot there. Grushinski just starting to back them up now. And then the man who's made the most moves here in this one is the 39 of Peter Honeybell, having started out in position number 9, just clips the wheel, and Morrison goes round, takes Honeybell, takes, that of Troy Pennington, just rode the wheel. It's going to be the Morrison that gets in to Honeybell. They collide. The 36 heads around. There's Troy Pennington just clipping in there, as does the 8A of Dylan Cook as well. We look at one more replay of that, a different angle. The 39 goes around, 36, sorry. Pennington goes through. The 8A of Cook goes through. Well, plenty of height there, actually.
Guys, I'm down here with this 4 Placemakers TQ, and they've had they took the tumble in the last race, and luckily enough they've only bent a back axle. Now back axle, I'm rotated here so you can see the damage. So this is the axle, and on the ground here we've got a straight one. They're at the moment doing a replacement axle in the car. These cars are chain drive, so it's a little bit complicated.
As the TQs grid up for the Wash World Heat Race number 3, 10 laps the distance, it will be Scott Baker and Aaron Humble off the front row, Lawrence Baker and Nathan Borah behind them off the second row. So the lights are out, and we are green, green, green. So it will be Humble that gets off to a streaking lead there in that beautiful Yale machine. But Lawrence Baker is not giving him, Scott Baker not giving him any breathing room. And it's his father, Lawrence, going with him in third position. Troy Pennington hanging on there in fourth position in the Placemakers Cook Street machine. But Baker, with a slider up the inside of Humble there, gets the drive, finds that little cushion that's down there at Midas turn number 2, and prevails. Keeping his foot hard on the gas, maybe taking some notes from his brother in the earlier heat races in the midgets. Humble still hangs on to second, but the action at the moment is between 4th, 5th, and 6th, between that of Baker. Then we go back to Pennington. Then we've got the 36 of Cole Morrison in there. The 18, Sean Cook, doing a good job. And then we've got the 11 machine of Nathan Borah and that Emerson Vincent prepared machine running there in about the 6th position. We have an incident down at Penrite number 4. That looks to be Nathan Borah in the 12 machine by the looks there in the Avondale Pack and Send. It is, so that has brought out the yellow, but he's pulled the clutch and he's managed to get that machine back up and running. Didn't stall, and he'll be going rear of field for the restart of this one. So with about 5 laps left to go the distance, Humble is the pace setter on the restart. What has Baker got for him? Is he going to throw the slider as he did in the opening laps here of this third heat race? Look for that yell, number 46 to get the jump. He goes early, crosses over on the 88, and he gets a beautiful start there. What has Baker got? His father goes with him in the 15, running that pole line. Pennington also in the mix. The 36 of Morrison in there as well. There we go. But so far, great lap there for Humble. Baker hasn't got anything for him. Baker slides up the track, loses a little bit of ground. But here we go. The next battle pack is that 56 machine, trying to get his way up the inside, but Morrison just gets around the outside. Cole Morrison with a beautiful pass there and gets around Baker. The 56 trying to go with him now as well, and that's Tyler Regan. Not quite able to get up the inside of Lawrence Baker. That's a closing door. Is he going to get in there? Who's going to get the drive off Midas turn number 2? For the time being, 2 laps to go, 1 lap to go now. Flags just dropped with 1 lap to go for the 56 of Tyler Regan. Gets up the inside of Baker. Then we go back to the 97 of Ben Morrison, trying to get in there now as well. Last minute dash, Morrison to try and get around Baker. He does so successfully, and the win goes to Aaron Humble and the Yale 46 for the Wash World TQ Heat Race number 3. There we go, and then we've got our results on screen. 4th place going to Regan Tyler, 5th going to Ben Morrison.
Hi there, welcome to another edition of Know Your Speedway. Question I get asked is, how do I get into the sport? Well, there's an easy way to get into the sport. Firstly, you buy a car. That's pretty simple, but from that point on, you become a part of the mentor program. The mentor program involves being observed and advised by experienced, usually retired drivers. In the mentor program, you get assistance on how to drive, what to do, what not to do, etc., etc. But also, you start the first 3 meetings from the rear of the field, and you have a ribbon on your car. So this denotes that you're in the mentor program, and the more experienced drivers that you're racing with at the time have a chance to watch out for you. But after 3 meetings, you can grid up and become part of the show. So that's how you get into Speedway.
Now, tonight we're racing for the COVID Cup in the midgets. Tonight, we tried to do this a couple of weeks ago. We got rained off. So all the racing for the midgets tonight, we got a little bit of silverware that, well, goldware really, that we can take away for the COVID Cup tonight. Looking forward to that one. So we're getting ready for our first look at the midgets for the 2021-2022 season here at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway.
Fastmaster heat race action number 1, starting out at position number 1. A man that's probably going to check out with this one, and we're not going to see anything other than the tail tank for the rest of the competitors will be Michael Pickens. Starting next to him out of grid position number 2 will be the 99A of Cole Robinson. Starting out of position number 3, the 39A of Peter Honeybell. Starting out of grid position number 4, the ex-Brock Maskovich machine 34A of Jordan McDonnell. Michael Morrison, 77A, starting out of grid position number 5. Starting out of the 6 will be Troy Jeffries in the 46A. The 7 grid position will go to Kenny Roberts, starting out of grid position number 7. And starting out of 8 will be Brett Morris Jr. in that beautiful gold and matte black machine there, the King chassis. Starting out of grid position number 9 will be Ben Matthews. Starting next to him out of grid position number 10 will be that of Brad Mosen in the Greenway 10A. Off the back row will be Mitch Osborne in the 10M, starting out of grid position number 11. And next to him will be, starting out of grid position number 12, Mitch Fabish in the 95K. The 99, Cole Robinson, the pace setter, starting next to him will be that of Michael Pickens as we look to go green. 10 laps of distance for the Fastmaster Midgets. Heat race number 1. And the jumper's going to go to the 99. Great start there out of Cole Robinson. Drops down to the pole line, leaving Michael Pickens no other option. But Pickens finds a way through. He sneaks up the inside, gets the jump, throws it in. Hard up the inside of Penrite turn number 3. Great start there. Pickens jumps off to an early lead. The 39 of Peter Honeybell under plenty of pressure by the 34 of Jordan McDonnell early on as well. And that's a TRD machine under the hood there of McDonnell. An Esslinger machine under the hood there for McDonnell. The ex-Brock Maskovich chassis there as we see Honeybell just sneaks up the inside of that of Robinson and sets his eyes now onto the back of Michael Pickens. That battle though still for 3rd, 4th, 5th and 6th. Michael Pickens is checked out, so as we see Mosen just trying to get up the inside there. Can't find the way through, but Robinson opens the door and allows Mosen through, and he's going to do the same here by the looks for McDonnell. Brett Morris Jr. trying to get his way through. The only driver trying to make his highline work is that of Ben Matthews, but can't make his way through. Pickens way out front at the moment, moving his way up the racetrack, as does Honeybell. The cream is rising to the top. The experience prevails as we see Brett Morris Jr. gets a great move around the outside. McDonnell goes with him as well as we see yellow flags around, and we've got the 46A of Troy Jeffries just loops it round at Penrite turn number 4. Just to the right-hand side of shop, what are we going to see? It's going to be a white machine, sneaks around, and man, I tell you what, that Andrew Sims machine of Mitch Osborne just managed to sneak through without making any contact there. What has Honeybell got for Michael Pickens? He's got the preferred line, he's got the drive, but he has nothing for Mosen just yet. Pickens gets the jump and drives off into the sunset, already clearing off Honeybell. Mosen trying to go with Honeybell. Doesn't look like he's got anything at the moment. And the battle at the moment is here with the 34 and the 99 of McDonnell and Robinson. Brett Morris Jr. trying to run on the outside of the 14 of Roberts. Does so successfully. 5 laps to go here for our leader, Michael Pickens in the CRC machine. But this battle here for 5th and 6th with Robinson and Brett Morris Jr. Great battle as they just gently touch there. And Brett Morris Jr. just getting around it, but now we take a look on that of Brad Mosen and Peter Honeybell. Mosen just trying to sweep up the inside, but the track is black and dry where Mosen was trying to get up the inside there at turn 3 and 4. If he wants to get around that of Honeybell down here, he's going to have to go the long way around, as he does this time, finding that moisture, finding the drive. Does he get the over-under? Not quite. With 2 laps to go the distance, what has Mosen got? This is where the action is. The action is for second position. Can he get the drive off 2? Is he going to get up the inside? No, he's not. He's going to have to run the wide way round. Is he going to get that over-under again? Great shots here coming from the perspective group. Cameraman down there. So, Mosen, has he got the legs? Can he get the drive off the turn? Not quite. The door closes on that of the Vertex 39. Cheered flag comes out for that of Michael Pickens, just as we see the 10M machine of Mitch Osborne crawling across the line there. But the win will go to the 54A machine, CRC-sponsored machine of Michael Pickens. As we go to our results here, fast time for Michael Pickens of a 14.342. Second position, a great battle there between the 39A of Peter Honeybell, and third position goes to Mosen. Great drive by McDonnell, fending off the battle and the heat applied there from Brett Morris Jr. in 5th position.
I've got the world famous screwdriver here, and as I'm going to dig it into the track, and it won't take much force to do this, but have a look at this. Like, just with a little bit of force, the screwdriver goes in comparatively easy. Now, if we just come out to the outside of the track here and do this, if we do this here, look how much easier and further it goes into the surface. Not much more. So at least good 25 mil, about 1.5 inches, something like that, of the track is really ready to race. If the cars, when they're going around, keep shaving the surface, that's blowing the top off and getting down layer after layer after layer, we'll be in for a great track.
Grid position number 1 will be Kent Palmer in the 78A. Starting next to him will be the 3NZ machine of Max Guilford. Then we move back to the 3rd position, a return to Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway for Braden Davison, driving for HLR on that 97A. Cars are gridded up, in position, ready to go. What are we going to see? Are we going to see that 3NZ of Guilford get the jump? He's not short on mileage. He's been racing up in the States all winter as well. So look for that 3NZ to get the jump. He does, but there's action all round. And we go yellow straight away, and the 97 just didn't get off the line. Palmer, or was it Davison? No, it was Palmer that didn't get off the line, and that's what created that freight train and caused that of Davison to not get off the line. Jaden Worthington getting caught up in the mix. Plan A, B, C, D, ready to see what happens with the 78A. 10 laps of distance. Palmer does get going better this time, but not ideal, as he drops already 3-4 positions, but the jump initially goes to the 3NZ of Max Guilford, man who's on a mission and already doing a great job debuting that new car and chassis, having started out at grid position number 8. Is that Hayden Williams, already up to position number 3 and onto the back of Guilford, and it's his teammate Hayden Guptill leading at the moment with virtually identical chassis there. So we've got a wide angle. We see Maskovich now just starting to sneak up there onto the back of Williams as well. Williams trying to find a little bit of extra drive, just running half a car width higher than that of Max Guilford, and he's going to try and find something special there as these three battle. That's going to leave the door wide open for Brock Maskovich. He's got a little bit of a run here on Williams. Can he get up the inside? He's definitely got the momentum, but he just loses a little bit of drive there down at Penrite turn number 4. And Williams just moves even another car width higher. Can't make it work there either with 1 lap to go, but he gets up the inside of Guilford. Guilford closes the door. Plenty of dirt flying around here around the Speedway, but Williams is going to have to watch out now for Brock Maskovich, as Maskovich loses a little bit of drive there, gets a little hop on, but the win will go to the 91M of Hayden Guptill. Second position goes to the 3NZ of Max Guilford. Debuting that new car and engine package, Hayden Williams coming home in position number 3. To our grids for Fastmaster Heat Race number 3, James Cossey off grid position number 1. Starting next to him will be Mitch Osborne in that brand new 10M. Then we go to the 2NZ of Ryan Baker starting out of grid position number 3. Ben Matthews in the 7A starting out of grid number 4. Green, 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 and the jump initially, great start there by the 7 of Matthews, but the 2NZ just sneaks in front. Great job there by Ryan Baker. Great start in that brand new chassis. out of the Shane Alec stables, the Carter's Tyres machine. Hayden Williams trying to get around the 7 of Matthews. Can't so successfully. There we go, and a man who we're going to be looking to work his way through the front here is going to be the 54 of Michael Pickens. We're going to see him coming through. There he is. He's trying to get around the 3 instead of Guildford. That's not going to be an easy battle. Guildford, plenty of experience there. And that Bullet Graham Development's Chev-powered machine. This is going to be the little opportunity that Michael Pickens was looking for to try and get his way through the traffic. There we are, so leaves the door open for Pickens. Pickens gets through, looks like an open door there to get up the inside of Guildford as well. Does so successfully. We've still got our eyes on these front 2. What has Williams got? Can he sneak up the inside? It's black. There's not a lot of drive up the inside, so Williams trying to prevail with 1 lap to go the distance. The 1 versus the 2. What are we going to see here? There's no sign of Michael Pickens. There's no sign of Honeybell. The 3rd position at the moment is Maskovich, but Williams not quite getting there, and the win will go to the 2NZ of Ryan Baker.
I'm just going to give you an overview of a midget car, what a midget car is. So here it is here. Well, this is the state-of-the-art midget car driven by Brad Mosen. It's one of the Greenway cars. So obviously the engine's in the front here. It's a TRD, Toyota Race Development engine, developing about 360 horsepower. If we have a look here, this is the oil tank of the car. So the oil gets sucked out of the engine into the oil tank, goes round and round and round like this. All the air comes out of it and it gets injected back into the engine. So that way the car can have all the G-forces and still get good oil supply to the engine. We come a little bit further back. This is where the driver sits, but we'll get to that in a minute. The very back of the car here, this is the fuel tank. So these cars carry methanol fuel up to about here, and that might be as much as 20, 25, 30 litres, depending on it. They use about a litre per lap. You have a look down at the wheel here. These are bleed-offs. So in the middle of the axle here is a digital bleed-off, and so when the tyre gets to a certain pressure, it bleeds the air out and keeps the tyre at the pressure. In the cockpit, as you can see, not much room. Brad's just about to go, but here we have the adjustable shock absorbers that I talked about in the car. And Brad, good luck for the race.
Man that I am very interested to see for his first front row start here at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway. It's the 95K of Mitch Fabish. Starting next to him, we've got the experience of the 25M, Aaron Hodgson. Then we move back to Brad Mosen, the fast man, starting out of group position number 3. And on the outside of him will be the 84K of Ben Committee. Who's going to get the jump? Who's going to go with him? Will it be Mosen or Committee? Don't discount Brett Morris Jr. in the 4 either. And Fastmaster heat race number 4. The jump goes to Hodgson. Great start there for the 25. Mosen goes with him. Slide job out the inside. Oh, Fabish tries to move him up the racetrack. Fabish still with his elbows up. He's not backing down. The rookie. He wants a bit of this. He wants to get in there. He wants to show the experience that he is not a rookie. So Mosen in second. Brett Morris Jr. slider up the inside of Jaden Worthington there in the 63 Vertex Lubricants machine. There we are, but action aplenty in Fastmaster heat race number 4. Mosen trying to go with Hodgson. There we go, the experience, the cream rising to the top once again. After their entering Reynolds down at Bay Park, the 25 seems to have plenty of legs. Nice drive there by Brett Morris Jr. Just squeezes that of Committee up the track. Worthington trying to go with him as well. And Mosen, has he shown his hand too early? Hodgson and Mosen already starting to close in onto the back of the 99, and that's Braden Davison. So these drivers doing everything they can. Finding the moisture, the experience, definitely showing its hand here in this one. Is the lap traffic going to be what prevails? Is this going to determine what's going to allow the move for Mosen as Hodgson sneaks up the inside of the 78 Penrite machine? Mosen goes to the outside. They get a squeeze. They interlock wheels. And Mosen, is he going to get it? Mosen has to run the high line to get around the outside of Davison and Jeffries. And what a line. Absolutely superb driving there by the 10 Greenway machine of Mosen. Absolutely fantastic driving. With 1 lap to go, Mosen clears out the field. Hodgson's still stuck in the lap traffic, and the win is going to go to the 10A of Mosen. As we say, Mitch Fabish rounding out 4th. 5th goes to Jaden Worthington. 6th, Jordan McDonnell.
We're down here now with the sprint cars, and now this is the first time for these guys on the track. So far I've been keeping an eye on the track, and the track started to go a bit slick on the bottom groove. And when we talk about the bottom of the track, we talk about the pole line, top of the track, the high line, or the outside of the track. So the track's starting to dry off a bit, but we saw Hayden Williams in that last race exploiting the outside where there was some grip. These cars, 800 horsepower, 410 cubic inch of fire-breathing methanol monsters, they will all run up in the high groove. And so I'm going to say that once they get in the front and the wings start working, that's the only difference between these and the Midget cars is the third effect of the wing. They'll really get going. So we're really looking forward to the Salters series here tonight, the Salters Stampede, and it'll be awesome. This is heat number 1 of the sprint cars. Again, remember, 400 horsepower, about 600 kilos, unbelievably fast. Keep an eye out for them.
Front row of sprint car heat race number 1. We've got the 77A of Carl Fenton starting off grid position number 1, and starting next to him, the man doing double duty, will be the 1NZ of Michael Pickens. Now, Carl Fenton is actually running the ex-Michael Pickens, last year's Michael Pickens package, starting off next to him. So it's the old versus the new off the front row for heat race number 1 for the Salter Cartage sprint cars. There's nice and slow off the start, and the jump is going to go to the 1NZ of Michael Pickens, already getting off to an early start. Carl Fenton just a little bit slow to get off the line, making Raymond Griffin go the long way round, and does so successfully. Great move by Ray, getting around the outside. But as we look further back, look at this battle pack. And the leader of that pack trying to work his way around the outside is the 82P of Jamie Larson in that new car. In the meantime, Michael Pickens is already half a lap ahead of Raymond Griffin already 2 laps in the books here with 8 laps left to go around the Speedway. Jamie Larson moves his way up to 4th position and working his way around the outside of the 9M, and that's Holly Williams out of Mount Maunganui. He's going to get 2 for the price of 1 as he tries to get around the outside of Carl Fenton. Can he get there? Nice wee run there down into Midas turn number 1, and that's a great start. That's what we expected out of the experience. The X1NZ of Jamie Larson, as we look to the 77 of Carl Fenton, leaving the door open there for Holly Williams. Does a great job there. The driver that's used to running on the wide open tracks of Bay Park, and she's taking to Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway nicely. There we go, as we get Jamie Larson around the outside. That's for position number 2. As he looks to the back now of Corbin Anderson there in the 69A. Doing a great job there. Next time past the flag post for Michael Pickens will be 1 lap to go. And he's already up onto the back of that is 4th position with 1 lap to go. Epic drive there from the 1NZ, having started off the front row of position number 2. And the win is going to go to the 1NZ CRC Stadium Finance Machine of Michael Pickens. What a drive there for the experience, the 1NZ. Fantastic drive there. So, as we confirm, Michael Pickens taking the win here with a blistering time of a 12.882. Second place goes to the man out of Wellington, Jamie Larson, coming home in 2nd position. Look to throw some grids up on the screen very shortly as we get the sprint cars pushed off for the Salter Cartage heat race number 2. It will be Rob Vasey in the 35A starting out at grid position number 1. Next to him will be Dion Kendall in the 7A. Just behind them, starting out at grid position number 3, will be the 84P, that beautiful new car for Dean Cooper. Things are starting to look pretty good. Looks like we've got the Giltrap Group Amron just peeling off the racetrack now, as it does. And that Extempilates machine will be our pace setter off the front for the Salter Sprint Car Heat number 2. What are we going to see? Is it going to be the 7A versus the 35A? Who's going to get the jump across the white line? And we're green, green, green for Sprint Car Heat Race action. And the initial jump goes to that of Vasey. The 7 trying to get around the outside, and that's Dion Kendall. Doesn't quite get there. But a man on a mission is that 11 USA machine of Jonathan Allard, streaking through already in the 4th position. And plenty of action in that midfield. The 99 of Ryan O'Connor. Pickens just trying to get up the inside there of Smith, and does so successfully. But a driver who's absolutely gunned it. We've talked about some of the less experienced drivers, but there's Allard, just gets out in the marbles. Does it all on his own in the Dalton's number 11 USA machine. He's up on the cushion, where the drivers, where the grippers, and what happens here? He just finds himself way out in those marbles, and the car just skates its way up the track all on his own. So the Dalton's 11 USA machine. He started quite a wee ways down the back out of grid position number 8. So with there only being 12 cars in the, 11 cars in this heat race, he's done it once. I'm sure he's going to try and do it again. He's going to try and let some of the fast crew make the holes for him. He's going to be looking for Pickens and the likes to do the dirty work. What's going to happen? They're already on the gas, and Allard's going with them. Oh, and there's all sorts of bumps, and that's the 7 of Dion Kendall getting all out of shape there off the start. But the lead of this one's going to go back to Vasey, and he's got a nice wee jump there on the 84P of Dean Cooper. And these drivers running that low line, but there just doesn't seem to be any drive, even with the turning of the track and trying to do everything we can to provide a second line, but there's just no drive there at the moment. And here we see the 84 of Cooper, just nice slide job up the inside there of Vasey. Does so successfully. Vasey getting up in that no man's land where JA was earlier. And he loses another spot. Not one, he's going to lose another one to Michael Pickens. So O'Connor goes through. Pickens goes through. And there is only 6 laps to go, this time past the flag post. And the 84 of Cooper, beautiful looking car. Doing a great job out front. Pickens there in 3rd position. What has he got? Has he got anything for the 98 of O'Connor? That track is just taking more and more rubber. As we heard Graham Standring saying earlier, the track is getting blacker, and these machines, 800 to 900 horsepower, they love applying that rubber to the clay. When there's no extra drive or moisture in the dirt, they just plant it. This stuff goes like concrete. It is rock hard. As JA makes up another position, finds himself up to around the 6th position now. There we are. So we've got a streaking lead there by the 84. So strong start there for Cooper. Allard trying to make his way through. He's on the back of Vasey on the 35A. 2 laps to go. This time past the flag post for Dean Cooper. What are we going to see here? What's JA got? What can he find on the back of Rob Vasey? Gets up the inside. Beautiful slide job. 2 laps to go the distance. And there's a sizable gap between JA and Michael Pickens. Back to our leader, Dean Cooper. Streaks ahead at the moment on Ryan O'Connor and Michael Pickens. But as they start to apply to the back of some of the lap traffic, that's Kerry Brocus. And checkered flag is out for Dean Cooper. And 3rd position goes to our current 1NZ, Michael Pickens, taking out 3rd position. JA coming home in 4th after that incident all on his own. And 5th goes to Rob Vasey. Dion Kendall dropping back to 6th position after having had such a great start there.
I'm going to call I called one in here, and I'm going to get Graham Standring to pop around the back here. Seeing as we've just opened up for the sweepstake, I'm going to go with Hayden Williams for the sweepstake. That's all ready to go. Who are you picking?
Well, there's only one left, isn't there, really? And that's Michael Pickens. So I was a Hayden Williams guy too. I've just watched the way he's been driving. He's so relaxed, so interested in all the lines, everything like that. He's just looks like he's on fire to me.
All right, there you go. Thanks very much, Ali. I'll leave you with the grids as we get into heat number 3 for the sprint cars.
Thanks very much, Nick. And I think we've pretty much just picked the top 3 drivers that were initially referenced there. So top point scorers, the 3 drivers that Nick, Graham and myself have all picked. So I think we're a little bit biased there, just picking the top 3 cars. So sprint car action aplenty, the last heat race before we head off into the feature for the Salter Cartage Sprint Car Auckland Stampede. There we are. So off the front row, as we mentioned, it should be the 21A of Kerry Brocus starting next to him in that new race car, new engine, the 71A of Jamie McDonald. On the second row will be the fast man, Jonathan Allard, in the 11 USA. Next to him will be Jamie Larson. So Kerry Brocus not finding his way to the front of the field. So at the moment, it's just going to be Jamie McDonald all on his own. So lights are out. We're going racing this time, and it will be Salter Sprint Car heat race number 3, and the final one before the Auckland City Salter Cartage Stampede coming up later tonight. Watch the 11, watch the 82. What have they got for McDonald as we go green for the last heat race for the Salter Sprint Cars? Larson, front wheels flying. McDonald hits the gas, and he's out front, but not without a battle. Allard just sneaking up the racetrack here. So far, so good. 10 laps the distance here for McDonald, 1 lap in the books. So the HLR 98 machine trying to latch onto the back of Allard here, but so far the 82 not able to make any inroads on McDonald. Allard not able to get onto the back of the 82 either. So the first 5 drivers stretched out, even gaps between them all. But the man debuting that new Harris Race Cars chassis, the fast man, the Haikoki number 71, Jamie McDonald, out front. No one can touch him. This is what he was looking for last weekend at Bay Park. Unfortunately, with a couple of little gremlins, a couple of little false fuel injection nozzles put into that motor, they found their way to the front, and this is what they were looking to do last weekend at Bay Park. But tonight, when it all starts to count, when there's something on the line for the Auckland City Sprint Car Stampede, brought to you by Solder Cartage, this is when he needs to peak. Consistent driving. Oh, he's going to put the commentator's curse on him, just as I was about to say consistent driving by the 37 Huapai Tavern-sponsored machine. Just about got out into Jonathan Allard no man's land there at Solder's turn number 4. Didn't quite allow too many inroads now for Larson or Allard to get in there. So we're still following the second and third place cars with 2 laps to go. This time by, white flag is out at the flag post. And 1 lap to go this time by for Jamie McDonald and the Haikoki number 71. We've got dirt flying. No one has got anything for this man. The cushion has been moved up the track as the racing comes to a halt here, and we wrap up the final Solder Cartage heat race number 3, and the win goes to the number 71, Jamie McDonald. As we look to the screen now, the results for the Solder Sprint Car heat number 3, the win goes to Jamie McDonald. Second place, Jamie Larson. Third, the 11 USA of Jonathan Allard.
Hi there, welcome to Know Your Speedway. One of the first questions I get asked when I'm at Speedway track or when I'm in the general public is, why is one wheel of a car bigger than the other? And it's a simple answer. The axle on these cars, which goes right through the car, is connected from one side to the other side. So you imagine an ice cream cone on the ground. If you put that on the ground and you push it, it will roll in a circle. So when these cars go out of the gate, they only ever turn to the left. The track's always counterclockwise, and so they have one wheel bigger than the other wheel to help the cars turn through the circle. Now, they do come in different sizes, so I'll show you over here. Here's their selection of tyres. They're not here because they get punctures or anything like that. They have different compounds and different size tyres. An example here is an 83 3/4 tyre and a 78 3/4 tyre. So that's what we call stagger. 5 inches of stagger. The difference between that and that is 5 inches. On the car at the moment, there might be marginally more. They need more stagger on the cars when there is a lot of grip in the surface, and as the night progresses and the grip comes out of the surface, they reduce the amount of stagger in the car. So the amount of stagger on this car at the moment may be around 6 or 7 inches. The second question I get asked is, why is the right-hand wheel so much further out from the centre line of the car? There's a simple answer to that also. The wheels have spacers. Here's a selection of spacers. So what the situation here is that when the track goes dry, they take some of the spacers out of this wheel and they move it in towards the centre of the car. That gives the car more grip. If, for example, the track has got a lot of grip in the surface, they want to reduce the amount of grip to stop the car bicycling, getting up on 2 wheels, they add spacers to it. So there's a brief on stagger and wheel spacers.
Well, here we are. We're coming up. This is the COVID Cup. We're racing for the Fastmaster COVID Cup Midget feature. As you know, Brad Mosen and Hayden Williams will be running out of grids 1 and 2. It is going to be a bun fight. The track is looking pretty grippy out there. Michael Pickens, he can come from anywhere to pull this one off because that's what he does here at Western Springs Speedway.
And it will be Hayden Williams starting out of pole position for the Fastmaster COVID Cup, and the 1NZ starting next to him will be the 10A of Brad Mosen in that beautifully presented Greenway TRD powered CP3. Mitch Fabish, the man from Kiki, starting out of grid position number 13 in the 95K, whilst Cole Robinson in the 99A for HLR starting out of 14. Ben Comedi out of grid position number 15, whilst Michael Morrison in the 77A out of 16. Troy Jeffries behind them, starting out at grid position 70. The VW Amarok, brought to you by Giltrap Group, is off the track, and stand by. We are going green. Next time past the flag post, the drivers are past the cone, ready for the white line. 1NZ versus 10A. Fastmaster Midget feature, 25 laps, and we're green, and the jump goes to Mosen, down into Midas turn number 1. Fantastic start, slides up the racetrack, finds the little bit of cushion that is there. Hayden Guptill applying the pressure to his teammate, getting up the inside of Hayden Williams, can't prevail. And Mosen already off to a great start there. Michael Pickens already starting to cut shapes all the way through the field already, having started out at grid position number 5. He's on the back of Maskovich, but there's smoke. There's smoke coming out of the exhaust of Michael Pickens. It's 54A, so we're going to keep an eye on that as this race prevails. But there's that smoke that we were talking about. It looks like it's coming between the headers and the muffler of that car, so we'll keep an eye on that as we start to see Pickens tries to get up there once again with another slider up the inside of the 39 Vertex Lubricants vehicle, and does so successfully. But Mosen now on the back of the lap traffic as we pay attention now to this battle, and Honeybell goes back another 2 spots. And Mosen is 1 car under his belt. He's got by the outside of Ken Palmer, and with only 16 laps remaining here, 10 down. Here we are, so we're still following with Pickens as he tries to hunt down the 91. There we are as we find Brad Mosen amongst the chaos. He's on the back of the 97, and that's Braden Davison. He knocks wheels with Braden Davison. Davison up into the wall, and he stalls it there. So here it is. So there's Braden Davison there in the 99, but the 97 is actually up in front. So that incident did happen with Trent Way, as we assumed. So the 99 was actually further back. So Brian Guptill looking for a push there. Mosen with a great start there as Williams going to throw a slider. Can't get near it, but watch out for the 54 CRC machine of Michael Pickens. He clears off the 91 of Guptill. Pickens in third. Maskovich looks to follow him. So as we see the 5A trying to run that high line, can't make it stick. The top 4 drivers all running up on that cushion. That seems to be where the drivers. 15 laps to go, 10 laps in the books. Great restart there by Mosen. Looks like Hayden Williams has nothing to give at this point. Michael Pickens, they're all shadowing one another. The top 10 drivers all running that cushion, but it's just a measure of who's got the better car, who can run it cleaner, who can run it more consistently. And we've got a big crash in front of the commentary tower, and that's the 4 of Brett Morris Jr. Watching about 3/4 of the way down the straightaway, we've got Max Guildford looking a little bit further back. And there he comes, tips it in, hits that little bit of a rut there, all on his own. Over 4 times, that was at pace. The rate that that car came past the commentary booth, that was a very high-speed incident there. So great to see Brett Morris Jr. out of the car, on his feet, and intact. As the cars take formation, ready to take the green. Next time past the flag post, Brad Mosen versus Hayden Williams. When are they going to go? Flag post is waving green flag, and we're green, green. As Mosen gets off to a great restart, but it's Hayden Guptill applies the blowtorch around the outside of Hayden Williams and does so successfully. Great move around the outside by the NZMT New Zealand Machine Tools machine of Guptill. Caught his teammate napping as Michael Pickens just starts to latch onto the back of Hayden Williams. Slide job up the inside of Hayden Williams as Hayden used up his car too soon. It looks like it. Hayden Williams just getting into the left-hand side of Michael Pickens. As we've got the yellows out once again, it looks like the 9 of Trent Way down there parked on the inside along with the 99 there. There we go. So as we get formation, the lights are off around Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway for the 4th time. We look to take our restart here for the feature. Brad Mosen, Hayden Guptill. We go green, and Mosen. Tight battle there with Guptill off the restart, but Mosen gets the jump. Michael Pickens looks to throw the slider up the inside. Is he going to get there? He gets up the inside, and Guptill will stand for Michael Pickens. 12 laps to go. Next time by the flag post. Mosen prevails. Another lap in the books for the 10A Greenway machine. Williams stuck in the mix there. Now it's the 1NZ versus the 2NZ. Baker's in there. But at the moment, no one's got anything for Mosen. But Kossi trying to work around the outside of Max Guilford. Gets the over-under, sneaks back up the inside. Then we look to the two BSL stable machines, the two Haydens, Guptill versus Williams. But at the moment, no one's got anything for the Clark TRD machine of Brad Mosen. 10 laps to go. This time past the flag goes 10 laps to go. What has Pickens got for Mosen? Is there anything less in reserve? The battle's a little bit further back. Honeybell versus Maskovich. Over-under battles going all around the track at the moment. The track is taking rubber. It's black. 9 laps to go for the Fastmaster COVID Cup here for Mosen, Pickens, Hayden Guptill, Hayden Williams, and Ryan Baker. That is your top 5 with 8 laps to go. This time by past the flag post. Max Guilford with a great run there, great battle there. So 3 laps to go, 2 laps to go in the books for Mosen. What has Pickens got? 2 laps remaining here at the Fastmaster COVID Cup. The first and last time that this event will ever be run here at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway. The gap is closing slightly, but Mosen has full control, running that cushion. The track is taking rubber non-stop. 1 lap to go. White flag out around Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway. Bring it home. Mosen, 1 lap to go. Greenway has done everything to get this event off the ground and running here at Boxing Night, and it's going to be the Greenway man and the 10A machine that's going to take the win. The Fastmaster COVID Cup goes to Brad Mosen. But the man who wears the spotlight, the glory, is Brad Mosen. Here is our results. The man with the fastest time of our race here tonight, Brad Mosen, takes out the Fastmaster COVID Cup. Second place goes to the man that hunted him down out of grid position number 5, Michael Pickens.
Well, what a start to the year. We've got a new car, we've got Tim on board helping out. We've got a CP3X and it's fast. So, yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, unbeknown to you, Michael was coming. He was inching, and in the last few laps he made quite a bit of ground. It looks like you're having trouble in the middle of turn 3 and 4. Was that right?
Yeah, I was starting to get a bit tight through there, but and I was probably starting to think about what could go wrong. So maybe I lost a little bit of focus, but we got the job done, and maybe I'll just have to focus a little better next time and see if we can maintain the gap.
Don't have any crowds here, but we will next time we go racing. The 40-lapper for the midgets, and of course the sprint cars, which are rolling out on the track right now. So get ready for the Salter Carthage City of Auckland Sprint Car Stampede. We've got the silverware for it, and the cars are lining up on the track. Ali, let's take a look at the grids.
Got the 82A of Jamie Larson starting off the front row next to the man that's doing double duty. He'll be puffed, he'll be working hard, and he's getting into that sprint car right now, Michael Pickens. Jamie McDonald in the 71A will be looking to go 2 steps better and find the front of the field in this one, starting out of position number 3. Carl Fenton in the 77 ex-Michael Pickens machine will be starting out of 13, whilst Nick Edmonds in the 37A out of 14. As we get gridded up, we look to go green. It's Larson versus Pickens off the front row here for the Auckland City Sprint Car Stampede. When we go green, it's all on for 25, and it's Pickens with the jump. Larson wheel spinning, struggling to get off the line. And Pickens heads straight up to the cushion. He knows this. He's been here only moments before in the midget, and he is out of here. See you later. Jamie Larson moves up the track, tries to emulate what Pickens has already done. Pickens with about 200 metres between himself, or 100 metres at least between himself and Larson. O'Connor moves up to 3rd, dropping McDonald back. Allard moves up another spot as well. We've got one around, and that looks to be the 37. And that is, it's the 37 there, parked on the no man's land, which we labelled Jonathan Allard no man's land on the exit of turn number 4 from earlier here tonight. What happened here? Right out wide, right against the wall, keeps his foot hard up it. No man's land, bites another sprint car tonight. He's going to go early, he does, he's already gone, he's out of here. Larson tries to go with him. Is Larson going to jump to the high line? He does, and Allard goes with him, tries to jump up there. Allard opts to run that pole line. Larson goes to the top shelf. We've got one around. We've got what looks to be one of the HLR machines at Battersby. Pickens versus Larson. Is Pickens going to change his tune? Is he going to go earlier? Is he going to go later? He's gone in the same spot. He wheel stands early, and that loses a little bit of ground for him. So Larson's still there. So he jumped on the gas hard and picked up the front wheels, struggling to turn. Allard goes to the bottom once again. Is he going to get up the inside of Jamie Larson? Not successful. All top three drivers all running that top shell. Once again, Pickens gets the jump. One lap in the books here. So far, coast is clear. No incidents so far. Another lap in the books. Michael Pickens, dominant lead at this point, but the battle is for second and third at the moment. It's Larson v. Allard. What does the 11 USA got from him? It's tight down there. There's no room. He's struggling to get a piece of newspaper between that right rear of Larson and that concrete wall, but Allard prevails. And the Dalton's number 11 USA. He sets his eyes now onto the back of the 1NZ of Pickens. Pickens already with lap traffic inside, but Larson's got to be careful. He's got the 98 BNZ machine of Ryan O'Connor on his tail tank. So we've got cars all around the track. There's no room between any of the cars. Action aplenty. But this is your man with 16 laps to go. Michael Pickens on the back of Lance Beale, heads to the bottom of the track. Working his way through the lap traffic. Michael Pickens just with his blinkers on. He's just keeping his eyes up, not wanting to take too many risks. 10 laps to go now for our leaders. It's a superb drive here tonight from Michael Pickens. He couldn't quite get it done on Mosen in the Midget, but now is his time. This is his chance to get one up. We've got the black flag waving in the flag post at the moment. Unsure what we've got that for or who we've got it for, so keep our eyes open and inform you as we can. So 8 laps to go in the books for Michael Pickens. He gets through. We've got an incident here on the front straight, and that's between Jonathan Allard and Jamie McDonald. Big damage to the front of McDonald. We've got right front damage to Jonathan Allard's machine. All drivers throwing steering wheels and gloves and all sorts.
The situation was that Jonathan Allard's car was exceeding the noise limit. We're fairly strict noise limits here in New Zealand. He's exceeding the limit, stopped on the track to sort it out, and Jamie McDonald ran into the stationary car.
Wow, I wasn't expecting that, Graham, but thanks for bringing that information to us, and understandably so why Jamie McDonald was extremely disappointed in the actions taken there by JA. So Dean Cooper with a beautiful pass there on the inside of Jamie Larson in the 82. Squeaking around, using the driver traction of that higher line. 1 lap to go in the Auckland City Sprint Car Stampede, brought to you by Soda Carnage for Michael Pickens. What are we going to see? Can we see MP bring it home? This is exactly what he wanted last weekend at Bay Park, but he couldn't prevail, and the check-in is out for Michael Pickens. We've got our results for the Soda Cartage Auckland Sprint Car Stampede, and the win goes to Michael Pickens. Dion Kendall gets second place off Dean Cooper to come home, position number 2. Dean Cooper dropping back to position number 3. Great drive out of position 5 for him.
You know, I've got to thank Soda Cartage. You know, the promoters said they've got, you know, quite a few people helping them make this event possible. Obviously, there's no fans in the stands, so it's really tough for them. And all us racers, I think I speak on behalf of everyone, I really do appreciate them doing what they're doing. And massive thanks to CRC, Stadium Finance, Steve Warrington, my crew chief at the Car and Rails tonight, all my guys.
Well, that's it for the quarter mile here at Lucas Oil Western Springs Speedway. I tell you, great to see the action back out on the track, and I cannot wait for the fans to come back into the stadium, and we'll pack them out, because next time we've got fast-moving action from our New Year's meeting, which is going to feature the first round of the Midas Midget Car All-Stars, plus the Sprint Car Silver Crown. We'll also have the traditional Western Springs 50-lap Midget Car Classic right here on Sky as we go around the quarter mile.